right, Scotty, what is your name and how long have you worked here at PV?
My name is Scott Givens. I've worked at PV for going on 12 years now.
12 years, wow. So when did you start working at PV then?
In 2006.
And did you choose to work at PV or were you just assigned here?
I chose.
You chose? Why'd you choose?
I enjoyed when I used to sub here, I enjoyed working around the staff and administration that I was around.
Oh, you used to sub here? What for?
Same job as I do now, campus supervisor.
All right. So have you worked at any other schools or has it been PV the entire time?
I worked started off at McManus Elementary, and I was there for my first 5 years, and then I finally got on the list, permanent list to come here. So I mean, and that's where I choose. So I wound up here, and I love it.
So you used to be in the military, right? What made you want to work at schools instead?
I got tired of being shot at.
That's a good reason. So who has impacted you most in your career and how?
I would have to say both Mr. Shepard and Miss Majeri. And it's just, I mean, for administration, they're fantastic people. If they got a problem, then I like how they take it. You know, they take it all seriously and they get it done.
Okay. So what are some of your hobbies outside of work?
I love artwork. I was doing that for 30-something years, and fishing.
So where did you grow up?
Right here in Chico.
In Chico, really? When were you born?
1961.
1961. How has Chico changed since then?
It's grown bigger like the larger cities right there, from people, you know, coming in from other parts of the United States right there. They moving in here to Chico.
Do you prefer Chico now or Chico back then?
Back then, less crime, less violence. You know, the hate crimes that we have now, I mean, that really wasn't even thought of back in the time when I was growing up as a kid here.
So when did you join the military and where did you serve?
I joined in 1978. I was 16 and a half years old, and I done the biggest part of my tour in the military, actually 2 tours overseas. And they had me overseas before I was even 18 years old.
Wow. So you were telling me earlier that you served in Panama. What was that like?
It was very interesting. If they tell you don't go out at night, don't go out at night. My first job, I was in Tennessee. I worked at a gas station, and I was 14 years old. 14,
wow. In Tennessee, how'd that happen?
I left California and went back east. I stayed with some family back there, and I was living at my sister's, and one of the tenants there just asked me if I wanted to work for a couple of days, and I wound up working permanent at his gas station.
Huh. I guess that worked out pretty good then. So you wound up back here, what year would you say?
I got back here in 1977.
And then you enlisted in the military here in town?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So what genre of music do you listen to?
I listen to various types. I like, you know, mellow rock, classical. So it's just, I mean, you know, I listen to a wide variety, but no rap.
No rap?
No rap.
So if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you travel and why?
I would have to say the British Isles, Ireland, Scotland, because I'm Scotch-Irish.
All right. Would you ever travel somewhere that the military sent you?
I had to all the time.
Would you go there again, though?
Yes, I would.
You would?
I would go back to Europe in a skinny minute if, well, I don't like to fly, so it would take an act of God to get me back.
Wait, weren't you in the airborne? You don't like airplanes?
I had no choice there. Now I got a choice.
So how'd that happen if you were in the airborne but you don't like planes?
I've had a bad experience on a flight one time, which was, nope, not for me. Now, helicopters, you can't keep me out of them because you can control them on a crash landing. And planes, that's a little harder.
Just a little bit. So what would you do if you won the lottery?
I would purchase a nice piece of ground, have me a nice house built there, and I'd have me a new house built for my mother.
So if another planet were colonized, would you go?
I would be there before you could bat an eyebrow.
Why is that?
I have a very adventurous mind.
So what is your favorite word?
My favorite word? Oh God. It's friendship. I mean, you can't get nowhere without friendship in this world.
That's a good reason. So what is your least favorite word?
Anything having to deal with racism. Anything having to deal with racism. That's it.
So what did you think of the civil rights movement while you were alive and growing up? What was that like?
In some of the areas where I lived at, it was still very unfair because when I lived in Kentucky, a good friend of mine, an African American, was walking down the sidewalk one day, and he literally stopped talking to me and got off the sidewalk so a group of white gentlemen could pass, and that was like that for years.
What sound or noise do you love?
I love the sound and the noise coming from my grandkids.
How many grandkids do you have?
I have 6.
And they're all here in town, or are they spread out?
4 is here in California, and I got 2 in Tennessee.
Okay. So other than your current job, what profession would you most like to do?
It'd be a toss-up between being a game warden or law enforcement.
Now, for game warden, would you prefer to be somewhere kind of rural but not really, like here in Chico, or would you prefer to be out in the wild, like Montana, for example?
Put me out in the wild. I'm not a inside person. I like the open area.
And what profession would you never want to do?
I would never want a professional job as being a school administrator.
No job envy there.
None whatsoever.
Why is that?
Too much paperwork, and you got to be on your toes with the rules of schools. You got to be very aware of the rights and the responsibilities.
So what's your opinion on that? Do you think it's gotten easier or harder to administrate schools?
It's getting tougher, in my opinion, because the way we have to beef up our own security systems around here, where, eventually it's going to be, there's going to be gates, bars on the windows. We already got the gates, so we're going to be getting bars on the windows one of these days. You watch.
So you said that you've been working as a campus supervisor for about 12 years, right? How much has the job changed in just that short period of time?
It's changed tremendously because back
Stuff
in
like that?
like I say, when I first started with the school district, there was no locking down campuses. We didn't have gates. You know, it was an open range. Now, I feel like I'm a warden running a prison.
So those Prison Valley High School jokes, do those strike true with you, or?
Give me a tin cup and I'll go rattle a cage.
So what other hobbies do you have? You said fishing and artwork.
I like gardening, carpentry work.
Carpentry?
Mm-hmm.
What do you make?
I used to build houses also.
Really? A construction job, or is that just...
Construction, outdoor advertising. I mean, I consider myself to be a jack of all trades.
That certainly seems to be true. Now, to wrap it up, would you ever consider letting us do a ride-along for a school day?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to follow up with that. All right, thanks, Scotty.
You're welcome, guys. You're welcome. More to come on the House of Blue. Later.